Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there are so many people who supported William Samoei Ruto, but then after that, going with what Ruto is doing as of late, they are not comfortable with that move. There are those who are even in this government side, who when they see what this government is doing as of late, they feel uncomfortable. Only that moving out is another big dilemma for them. Maybe with time they can make a move, and that's why when people like Ahmed Nasir speak against what Ruto is doing, I will always bring it here to tell you how these people are feeling even inside that government side. When Miguna Miguna come with a contrary view to what William Ruto's government is doing, we will always bring it here to show that difference and the uncomfortable how these people are uncomfortable with those kind of move that Ruto is making. For example, of late, and we analyzed yesterday, William Ruto government through the cabinet, they are approving to sell public properties without the approval of the National Assembly. You just use the appointees in the cabinet to approve selling of the properties. Most of parastatals are going to go. That move has made Miguna Miguna to become uncomfortable in that direction. And this is what he's saying. There's no responsible, precious country in the world which does not own and operate public corporations. Selling off state corporation when we can make them profitable is a mistake. Our priority should be the repatriation of trillions of looted public resources stretched abroad. That is Miguna Miguna. And there is sense in what Miguna Miguna is saying here. Miguna is so unhappy. It's only that he still supports William Samoei Ruto, but if he was on the opposition side, he would be hammering so much hard on William Samoei Ruto and continuously expose him. But in as much as in the support of this regime, which is so dangerous, he still speaks out his mind, which is very clear. And you can find sense in what he's saying. Because you cannot say that you want to sell out public parastatals because they are making losses. The question is, can you stop those losses and then bring sanity so that we can make profit? Why not? Because you cannot just come with a blame that, oh, it is making loss, so we just have to sell it and let it go. Because state corporations and their major activities in this country, we can all agree that most of them are being owned, and some people who are calling short there are deep state individuals. These are people who have just captured the leadership of the country. And in every country will have these deep state operators. There are some people who can bring you down. But if you are ready to sort out this issue, like what we saw in Tanzania with the Magufuli, by then, the late, I think he was able to liberate the country in so many ways and keep off cartels from the system. So what's the big problem here? Miguna is saying we can resolve this problem. So the solution to liberate the property from cartels and not to sell those properties. He has to look for a solution. Liberate these properties from those individuals, because we understand again, these same individuals are those who normally come out during the campaign to support any of these candidates. Cartels wako kila mahali. Tukienda kwa Azimio utapata kuna watu wazuri na kuna cartels huko. So they support you, but in return they need that favor, which is a bad favor, because they want to come and loot. That's why even many of us were saying during campaign, the only person who can deal decisively with the people like these cartels can be someone like Raila Amolo Odinga. But not Ruto, who has been there with these cartels throughout. They have been in his support, and he has been sharing out the handouts that he was getting from such individuals. So it tells you that in one way, also the system can use these people, cartels here, to loot those cooperatives or make them not function the way it was intended to do, then at the end of the day, put blame on the losses so that they now can proceed to go and sell this property. Miguna Miguna is saying no. We are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Subscribers, thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, I'm just wondering, if Miguna Miguna is disagreeing with William Samoei Ruto, who are you, a person who never voted for this regime, to accept or agree with this kind of shenanigans happening in this government? How can we embrace such a government? Even those who are inside are feeling heat. They cannot continue to keep quiet. They are seeing that this regime is busy preparing on how they are going to loot on a large scale. It is going to be super massive looting. And they're not worried about that. To benefit few individuals. So, you cannot say that you want to throw away property owned by the government just because it is making losses. You can stop that leakage by giving orders and changing the leadership if needed be to make sure that the intention of that parastatals is achieved. Because once you lose out all those parastatals to private, tell me, what are you remaining within the country? A government that needs to provide even job opportunity. Instead, you are killing. So, when the private is in charge of everything in the country, tell me, if indeed they will not control the system and everything. Because then the government, as a government, you are having nothing which is generating that supermassive resources apart from direct taxing of people. So it means you are literally in the hands of private entities only. And once you are there, these are the people who will also be controlling the system, and anyone who would want to come to power, you have to go their direction. Because as a government in your own, you don't have that other major ways of generating resources and direct employment of people. We understand in any country, private employs more people than the government side. But again, as a government, you need to play your role. Because if you are a failed state to this level, then how do you serve as a good example to the private sector? Before waambia waongeze mishahara, wewe ni how many parastatals you are leading which is paying nicely here? You don't have any. So at the end of the day, we know these people are playing game with the reverse psychology to take government property. This is just grabbing. They want to grab and start owning these properties. Then from there, once even they are out of power, they will be controlling the incoming regimes that will be here, because they will be in charge of resources in terms of money. They will be controlling everything. So you just want to transfer from government to a William Ruto, to a Rigathi Gachagua, kama Mudavadi Jacopo to Mudavadi, or any other individual close to this government. Yani, what the Kenyatta and the Odinga and the Moi have been able to achieve in 50 years, Ruto as an individual and his regime want to achieve in 5 years. Walikuwa nasema dynasty mbaya, sijui wale watu wenye hawajawahi ona shida. Sasa hao wa shida, they are coming to loot. Shida, usijui shida waliona wapi. The chicken seller want to become as rich as the Kenyattas, as rich as the Mois, as rich as the Odingas in 5 years' time. That means they are going to loot you dry. That is the indirect message Miguna Miguna is telling you and me. He can't say it direct, and in his own wisdom, he is just saying it in that manner. So that is what Miguna Miguna mean here. He's seeing a danger and he's sending out a signal. In as much he cannot be in this other side, but with time labda hata atatoka huko. Because when pressure is too high, a friend, you have to exit. It has to just to get away to go out. So with time, people will start speaking the truth to William Ruto. And when Miguna Miguna is telling the truth, you can't just loot all of this property and leave the country dry like that. He wants to milk public entities dry. At the time we will be leaving, we will have nothing to salvage it. Look at that. Why can't he go and run his own properties rather than targeting those who are that are in the government? The reason behind this is that you devalue these properties. If this phone is going for 100 shillings, you devalue it to 20 shillings. And then you use a backdoor to come and buy it. You just throw it, and the government is going to lose 80 shillings. That is where we are heading to. So Miguna is telling you openly, this is what is going to happen. Parliament will have a chance to debate that. And any member of parliament that is going to agree to that direction, then you must understand that he is a sellout to properties that have been in the hands of government. For example, kama Kenya Meat Commission, hiyo niko hapa Machakos. It is making profit as of late. Uhuru went there, he stopped the looting, he brought in the men in uniform to run that property. It was bringing money. But now it is on the list of the item that is going to be sold in the name of not making a profit. Look at that. Look at that. So you devalue and own it. Then you start making profit from there. And then you start controlling the future politics in this country, because when it comes to money, you have it. We must reject this.